back of the bottom teeth. Ready, go.
But deliver us from evil.
Yeah, this is so much freer. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Does that feel easier to you?
It sounds a little strange, but I mean, it feels easier.
Do you feel a buzz in the front?
Right.
In the nasal cavity? Good. Do it again for reassurance.
But deliver us from evil.
Okay, now say, keep that shape, but just give me a little bit more E. But not E, like evil. Keep your shape ready. But deliver, go.
But deliver us from evil.
Okay, keep going.
For thine is the kingdom and the power.
Okay. For thine. I feel like you are giving us already everything you've got. But what's coming up?
Fortissimo.
What does it say before that? Does it indicate?
Forte.
Lord is the God of saving here. Here comes your high snap. That's why it was harder on you before, because you can't go bah, 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 here and then expect for it to be the same right there. You need to easy, grow, go, grow, go, grow, big. Channel in right here. For the start there, do it on. And right here. That's the biggest moment. Okay? So you gotta think. Stamina, breath, support, even more support, more support, more support. The most support from your diaphragm. And the most channeling right here. Okay? For the go. Loose it up. Good. How'd that feel?
Felt okay.
It felt good to me. It sounded good to me. This is the only thing. You don't have to do a slide, but you do need to connect one note to the other.
Okay.
Or it'll sound okay? Kingdom and the power. Can you start? On and the power. Ready, go. Okay? Heard the lyrics go up a little bit. Yeah? No. Can you give it more space in the back? I think you're opening hair, but not thinking about all the space and lifting of the soft palate in the back. Ready? For the now don't do go let that in, channel into your nasal. Ready, go. Yeah, that was better. Okay, you don't need this. You're looking at the notes and your sound is being blocked right here. No, your sound goes to the back of the auditorium. Way back there. Okay? You don't need this. Alright? That was great. Now, you see what I'm doing? As you get higher, you need more valve modification towards the yeah. Okay? For the on almost an E. Go. that feel?
Felt okay.
How did it feel different from before?
I mean, it felt more open, but I still feel like that the ever could be better. I felt almost like I was
Pushing?
kind of yelling a little bit.
I still think you could back off a little bit before that. Power and the glory forever far off. On the 4, you should already be thinking about the. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
You can't let it surprise you. Because I'm already thinking. I think you should make it more of an hum. And I think you should think about it instead of being here now, it's going up here. Does that make sense? Think about it like shooting out of the top of your head. That's what I always think about. Right here. Kingdom and the saving and the all, make the all thou think the ever. Here. And breathe in for the ever. Okay? Good.
Would you mind giving me the pitch on 4?
Yeah, sorry.
No. Well, I mean, maybe. Subconsciously.
Yeah. Okay. For thine is the God. What word am I saying? You don't know. You're not supposed to know until I make it the word. Sing the bow.
Okay.
Ready, go.
For thine is the kingdom.
Just stop there. Thine is the God. You should be. I should not hear any. Go.
For thine is the kingdom.
You hear how loud you are on that?
Pretty loud.
And we still got a long way to go, buddy. For thine is the God. Even more next, even more than the most.
Okay.
Back off a little bit. Why? How do you do that? Use your diaphragm
Okay.
the whole time. Okay, softer we need
More support. I mean, more energy.
more energy or more.
Breath.
Yeah. Ready, go.
For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever.
How'd you feel about that?
I felt like that was probably the easiest so far.
Okay. Tell me what you did, because you have to be able to do this without me. So tell me what you did differently now than what we did like last lesson or earlier when we were swallowing some of the sound and it was going back.
I think first and foremost, I started off softer
Right?
because when I kind of start freaking out, when especially I'm already cranked up there, and then I think about the fact that I have that big high note at the end, and then
Just like mental.
and then I'm gonna have to crank it up even more, and you know, I can just feel it. I can feel it that, you know, there's not much more that I can get it, you know, going.
Yeah.
And so that last time going,
And we can feel it too. We're like, oh my gosh, how is he going to get louder? If he's already as loud as he can possibly get, it sounds like that's the highest you can sing. But no, you can actually grow on the top if you are easier on the bottom.
and And so as I started softer, I wasn't freaking out about that high note or what was coming next.
Right.
I was able to focus more on the vowel placement instead of, really just booming on kingdom, just making it more of the kingdom.
Yeah.
And then, the final high note on ever, it felt like it was a little bit more free and open.
It was. But what did you do differently in your person that made it that way?
I modified it more towards the N, the ah.
Right. So when you practice this by yourself, you can even write this down if it'll remind you, or you can write it on your music. When you have kingdom, put just an A on top of it. Power was good, but pa is an ah. Okay? Put a, like easy or something before that so that you don't get too big and give all you've got before you have to hit the last note, because that's supposed to be the biggest. Okay? What about your from here up? I felt like you had good support right here when I checked. But from here up, what can you do?
I feel like I'm too rigid and stiff.
Yeah, you just gotta really easy, because whatever you're doing, if you're singing in a musical, you're not gonna be park and bark. We don't park and bark anymore. We're gonna be moving all over the stage. Okay, our body's gonna have to be free to make adjustments and do different things. What about your tongue?
I felt like I kept it pretty consistent. A lot of times whenever I would swallow vowels, I would kind of suppress the tongue in the back.
Yeah, like we've talked about before. On the E, on the E, O, on the U and the E, we want to take it back. We want to get it back right here. We want to hold it in because it feels safe and it feels comfortable. But in reality, we have to bring it forward, because when I sing up here on an E vowel, that sounds terribly pinchy to me and screamy, and it just sounds awful. But when I listen to it back, that's not how you perceive it. It's just scary to me because it's so out here. I feel like I have no control over it. But in reality, I do, because I'm controlling it from down here and I'm not using it here. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you felt that last time we did it? Did it seem back and like under control, or did it seem forward and free and easy and right here?
I mean, I could definitely feel the resonance right here, as opposed to before. I felt more of the pressure right in here.
Yeah, and you could see it too, because I could tell that you were pushing down, and you can hear the pushing down in the larynx, like we've talked about. That when people just scream high notes instead of actually letting it be easy and putting it in the right place and